Hi everyone, and welcome to the Legal Leaks series, where I give you some leaks about the legal industry. So the question for this episode is, I want to get into law, what do I study? This is kind of aimed, I'm going to say, at all levels. I mean, it's a bit late, it's November at the time that I'm filming, but this could be helpful for people who are, thinking about the future. I'm going to go through some of the different levels. So for GCSE, English literature, English language, maths, chemistry, biology, physics as separate subjects, PE, I think I said IT already, history. I also did French as well. Oh, and I obviously did maths. I think I just did subjects that I thought were going to be really helpful for me. I was so torn between I definitely wanted to do a creative subject. To be honest with you, I think with your GCSE, it's very lighthearted. I wouldn't put too much pressure on it. I was also really interested in art, but I only wanted to pick one creative subject because arts wasn't really my bag, but I did enjoy it. So I just chose subjects that I enjoyed, to be honest with you. Then for A-levels, I chose English literature, French, classical civilization, and philosophy. I loved classics. It was so fun. When I look back on it, definitely love philosophy. French, I wanted to do an English law and French law, maîtrise en droit, so it's like a dual degree. Love French. And maintenant, je ne peux pas parler en français carrément, mais peut-être dans le futur, je vais. In any event, I think with A-levels, I again would say choose subjects that you know you're gonna do really good at and that you enjoy. Like, you want to find that sweet spot in the middle. If you have to do like a Venn diagram between the subjects you're considering, definitely do that, because I was torn as well. But honestly, in the grand scheme of things, I think there are loads of people who have chosen STEM subjects as their, well, let me not say loads, most of them are humanities, but there are people who choose STEM subjects and still end up in law. So, I know a lot of people who ended up in law took psychology, sociology, and history as well is quite popular. I think there are a few people as well who took economics, who were interested more in like the business side of law, commercial, corporate side of law. So it's really what you like, what you enjoy. If I could go back and do it again, and maybe I had less of a humanitarian brain, I probably would have gone for maths and physics, but they were not my forte, but that's so interesting. I think it is really nice to study law as an A-level. Don't think it's necessary, to be honest with you, because you're going to be learning it at degree level anyway, so you can kind of go in with fresh eyes. So yeah, I think if you want to study law for A-level, you can. If you don't, I don't think it's necessarily going to harm your chances, Although it is kind of a good way to understand the theory behind the practical, so you can use that to your advantage in some way to decide whether or not you actually do want to study it as a degree or do something completely different. When it comes to doing the degree side now, I'm not gonna lie, you might be surprised to hear this, but I recently went to an event at, well, it wasn't recent. I'm saying recent like it was a few days ago. It was not a few days ago. But basically, a law firm was saying that 60% of the people that they ended up taking on did not do law as their degree subject. So a lot of people do take another subject and then go into law if you're thinking about being a solicitor. If you're thinking about being a barrister, most people do study law. And then for their optional, subjects, they might go into more specific areas. That's not to say that if you want to be a barrister, you have to study law. It's just, that's what most people do. Again, to be honest with you, I would say to choose a subject that you enjoy. I think to be a barrister, you have to be like really quite interested in the law itself, just because it's so, obviously depending on what you specialize in, it's just different to being a solicitor. I'm really not explaining it that well, but they are more niche than solicitors are. Solicitors go to barristers for advice. So I think it's definitely helpful if you are thinking about the bar to study law. Having said that, if you do study a non-law degree, you have you'll most likely have a different perspective. You'll be able to see things and appreciate different things. You might be able to offer different things to a case or to a matter or transaction that you're dealing with if you're going down the solicitor route, for example. And again, some people get into being a solicitor and they switch to become barristers and vice versa. So, you know, I do think that you should definitely do something that you like, you enjoy, that you're interested in, because in any event, you can always do a conversion course, which is a PGDL, and then, you know, kind of go from there. So it does cost, by the way, it does cost money to do the conversion course. It's not free. It's not like a small £500. It's a couple grand. So yeah, that's definitely something to think about and consider. Do some research into that. I am not well versed in the world of PGDLs. So yeah, I hope that answers the question. I am sending you all my love, and I'll see you in the next video.